Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about the top 5 reasons why I think Mexico is a great choice to move either temporarily or permanently in 2023. One of the main reasons why I think Mexico is a great option to move to, whether it's temporarily or permanently, is because it's relatively easy to do. You know, unlike other countries that might require a lot of paperwork or have limited time period, especially I'm thinking about in the European Union where there's the Schengen requirements where you can only stay for, I believe it's 90 days, 3 months. You can come to Mexico as a visitor, as a tourist, for 180 days. Now, I know some of you who have been following Mexico and thinking about this will know or worry that that 180 days isn't always available, and that is somewhat true, but the reality is that the tourist visa is for 180 days, and I've come to Mexico twice on those 180 days and never had a problem with it. So it's easy to come here, meaning you can come here as a snowbird, live your winter, avoid the, American or Canadian cold winters, have a nice warm winter, and return to Canada or the US or Europe, wherever you come from, for your summer and live in your own country. But the thing is, you can also apply for your temporary residency, which avoids that, requirement to leave after 180 days, and the process is relatively easy. You just need to prove that you have a certain level of income, and that can even be savings. Now, the amount changes year to year, so I'm not going to put the price because maybe next year someone will see this video. I don't want to misquote anything, but it's really not that much money. You can also apply for your permanent residency. Now, either of these, temporary residency will allow you to come and visit, live in Mexico for a year, renewable at the end of the year, or you can apply for your permanent residency, which will allow you to stay here for up to 4 years, which is great. At the end of the 4 years, you can then apply for your citizenship. So it's a great pathway to, residency or citizenship in a country, and only requires a certain level of financial requirements, which really can be met by, I would say, most people. Another reason for me personally, when I was thinking about where I might want to move to, Mexico was a good option because of its proximity to Canada. If you're coming from Canada or the US, you can easily get back home. There's tons of flights every day from most major airports. But not only that, if for some reason you couldn't get a flight, you can drive across the border and get back to the US, or, after about a week of driving, get back to Canada. And proximity, for me, was very important. Mexico offers that, and it gives me the peace of mind that if something happens, say with a family member back home, I can return within 24 hours. A part of the benefit of proximity is the cost to travel. I was thinking about other countries, in Asia, maybe Australia, New Zealand, but I can travel back and forth from Mexico for, anywhere from about $500 up. And that's a huge benefit, to be able to say that I can get a flight within 24 hours for, $500 up. Yeah, for me, that's huge peace of mind. I can respond to any emergencies that might be back home, or even if, for example, something I had to deal with, whether it was Canadian banking or healthcare or something, I don't know, just throwing those ideas out there, but something came up for myself, I can get back really quickly, really easy. It's convenient. Variety and diversity. Mexico is the 5th largest country in the Americas, and I think if you were born here, you would be able to spend a lifetime exploring your country. As a visitor, a new resident, a new citizen, definitely there's a lot to see and do. From these beautiful old colonial cities, or the architecture, natural landscapes. Because of its size, there's a coast on the east, that's the Gulf of Mexico, west coast on the Pacific, and in between you have this huge landscape that includes deserts and jungles, temperate forests, mountains, beautiful beaches. Mexico is a great country to explore. Comfort. Mexico is comfortable. Now, that is not saying that you won't have adventure, there isn't, a variety of things to keep you busy or excitement. There's all of that. But what I mean is, it's comfortable. The weather, depending on where you are, can be very comfortable. Here in central Mexico, Querétaro, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico City, the median temperature is around 16 degrees Celsius. Daytime highs are around 26, 27 degrees, so it's comfortable. But comfort goes beyond the weather and the climate. When I'm thinking about comfort, I think about things like the food and the people, and here in Mexico, those things are fantastic. But on top of that, I can also say that real estate, housing, what I can get here in Mexico for the price compared to in Canada, I could be living like a king here if I wanted. Which leads me to my next point. The cost of living here in Mexico is very good. What I find is that it's somewhere between half to a third of what it costs me to live in Canada. And I'd say this is especially true for people who are in their later years of life, either approaching retirement or hitting retirement and looking to move out of their country, maybe sell their house and, move somewhere warmer, somewhere where they might have more freedom, personal freedom, or even someone who wants to move their business somewhere where they might have some more business freedom. So for a lot of people who might be looking to downsize or perhaps move their business and move to a country that gives them more freedom and a better cost of living, Mexico is a great option. If you want to know more about the cost of living here in Mexico, then I recommend you check out some of my videos. I have comparisons on real estate and other cost comparisons. I did some grocery shopping in Canada and in Mexico for the same items and compare the prices. What you'll find, I'm sure, will amaze you. So there you have it. Those are my top reasons why I think it's a good idea, good choice to move to Mexico in 2023. Now, if you're still not sure, then I recommend you check out my video on the top misconceptions about Mexico, clear up some of those fears you might have. Aside from that, thanks for watching.